Good evening and welcome to February and the Video Supper Club series. We've been doing language of faith, speaking Christian, and exploring words that we want to reframe and reclaim in the Christian tradition. But we are veering from that series tonight in order to have an opportunity to talk about something that we've made a commitment to this year called Courageous Conversations Around Race and White Privilege, because it's Black History Month, so we're taking advantage to have all of you have a conversation about race and privilege.
It's really not that big a stretch in some ways from the speaking Christian stuff. I mean, it's a little bit of a stretch, but make the connection here maybe between part of our faith journey is about how we're communicating and understanding the experience of those who are different from us, who are in the world in a different way. And so in some ways, you know, the either verbally or the nonverbal cues that we receive and send across cultural lines, ethnic lines, and this is one example of that. So it seems pertinent in some ways.
I think it'll be a really compelling conversation. What we'd like you to do is to play the clip of a poem that we're offering you for conversation. The poem is called A Poem for My White Friends, I Didn't Tell You. And it's by Norma Johnson, who is a poet and speaker and facilitator of courageous conversations around race here in the Boulder area. So her poem is very compelling. It takes about less than 8 minutes. Listen to the poem, and we'll be back in a minute and talk to you about how to converse about it.
Yep. All right, hi everybody, welcome back. Hope you've gotten a chance to watch the poem now. We thought we'd talk just a little bit, really to introduce some questions that you might play with. The first one's just kind of talk about your initial reactions to the poem. That can be more at an emotional level or intellectually, what it made you kind of initially think of, right?
Initial experience. And then really the second question, we're giving you two, is what will you take away from hearing Norma Johnson's experience of her daily life? What's your takeaway or what you're learning? Share that with each other.
We've been talking about the poem some, and one of the places that was arresting for me was around when she said that being nice and being clueless can come in the same package. You know, in fact, a lot of the poem to me was helpful because it speaks to, you know, I think her friends, when she says this is a poem to my white friends, these are open-minded, caring. You know, she's addressing I think a lot of where a lot of folks at Montview are, and they want to go on this journey, and so for me there's something to talk about here that's I don't know how to put it into a question, but it's about when we go on that journey as particularly as a white male who how do I lean into this without a kind of arrogance or that, you know, I get this now, as I go on this journey and start to try to put myself in the shoes of another, which is a really good thing to do. What I'm learning too is, and at the same time, I'm not in those, I am limited there in those shoes, and I a lot of listening, a lot of it's time for me to just sit and really try to hear the experience of another.
That's good. So more listening.
Yes, please say something.
And I guess for me, the learning or takeaway from Norma Johnson's honest letter to her friends, what she doesn't say in her daily life, is the way that we have compassion for one another, to suffer with each other, is to go deeper, is to be more vulnerable. The way she was sharing, that was difficult. And so for me, the reminder that there's so much going on inside of each one of us as we walk around in our own skin every day, but particularly for people of color, that there's a lot more going on.
So what will you take away? Initial reactions, just take it where it goes.
About that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Good night.